Hello, I'm Dr. Upson. Welcome to 4315 Portfolio Analysis. One of the things that we're going to do beginning first project is to create a portfolio of 10 stocks. And then we're going to use Excel to create a sharp optimal portfolio, a targeted beta portfolio, and a minimum variance portfolio. Okay? So our first step is to go ahead and download data. This is the Words website. I will give you the password in class so that it's not on the web. But you'll go here. This will open up your home site. The database that we're interested in, that you're going to download the data for, is going to be the CompuStat or the CRISP database. That's a CRSP. We'll click on that. We'll click on the security files, and we're interested in the monthly stock file. We also have access to daily stock data. In order to form the portfolio, what we want is 5 years of monthly stock returns, so there'll be 60 observations. Our last date that we have to pick from is 2013 to 12, so that's going to make this one January of 2009. All right, so that's 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, so 5 total years. Then we're going to enter our ticker symbol. You'll have to do this 10 times, once for each stock. Ticker I'm interested in is DD, that's for DuPont. That's the code I'm going to use as the ticker. We don't need to worry about conditional statements. What we want to grab from the database is the ticker symbol. And then we're also going to be interested in the holding period return. And just for reference, we're going to go ahead and pull the price out as well. We don't need any of the outstanding share information. We don't need any delisting information. This is if the stock goes bankrupt or gets merged, or actually gets kicked off the exchange. When you select your stocks, make sure that they've been around for at least 5 years. We don't need any distribution codes. This is for declaration of dividends or stock dividends or stock splits. We're not interested in any of the traits. At one point, for one of the downloads, we're going to want to pull the return of the market. And there are 5 different definitions of the market here. What we're going to use is the return on the S&P 500 Composite Index, and I will, on the next stock as an example, show you how to do that. Equally rated returns, excluding dividends or including dividends, means that small stocks and large stocks are just averaged together. So a 5% return on a small stock and a 1% return on a big stock like Microsoft. 5 plus 1 is 6, divided by 2 gives you 3% return. And value weighted means that a 1% return on Microsoft and a 5% return on some really small company, when you add them together, value weighted, you're probably looking at only maybe 1.05% return. So it weights the return based on the value of the company compared to every other company. And then what we're interested in is an Excel spreadsheet. There's no reason to compress it, and this date format is fine. So then we're going to go ahead and submit the query. You'll come up to this page. You have to wait a few seconds for the data to be pulled. Once it's pulled, this page will change, and there we go. And this is the file that we're interested in, 5 kilobytes. Not a big deal. We'll go ahead and click on that and open it with Microsoft Excel. Okay, move this over here. So these little guys at the top are for filtering. We're going to go ahead and enable our editing. Go ahead and turn off the filters to begin with. We don't need the perm number. That's not, it's a different way other than the ticker symbol to identify the stock. We're going to go ahead and delete that. Here are our dates. Here's our ticker symbol. Here's the price associated with it, and then the return associated with it. So the ending price, right, 2009 130 is January 30th. The last price for that month was $22.96. $18.76 in July. You see the price went down. We lost 16%. So this is minus 16%. The next month we gained 19%, and then 24%. So we went from 22 to 27, etc., etc. Okay. And we don't need this coloring up here. We're going to change the text to black, and then we're going to shift the fill to nothing. And our next thing we're going to do is down here where it says words, we are going to create our, label it with the ticker symbol DD. Now I'm going to go ahead and save this file. And what I've done is plug into my computer an external drive. So this is just going to be called data. Or let me call it sharp, S-H-R-P. I'll call it sharp optimal 1. Alright, so that's DuPont that we've downloaded, all of our return data that we're interested in. Now we want to go to the next dot. We can exit this one. We're going to come back to our sample. We want everything that we had before, all the same dates, etc., etc. So I'm going to change this and pick a completely different stock to work with. Let's work with Procter & Gamble. Procter & Gamble's ticker symbol is PG. So I've got the information I'm interested in, the ticker, all the other checkboxes are good to go. We're going to go ahead and submit the query. And come back to this page. We'll just wait a second. And this is going to be our data set. Okay, open it. So now we're dealing with Procter & Gamble, all the same time frames, our returns, reference prices associated with it. Come down here and change the name. I got to enable editing. Change the name down here to PG. I want to then turn off all of our filters. Those go off. I'm going to go to a black. I'm going to go to a black text color and no fill, and delete the perm number. And I'm going through this detail because keeping everything organized is quite beneficial. Now I want to copy this sheet, right? So I can right click down here and we can click move copy. And then we can collect Sharp Optimal Portfolio, and we want this to be, we can go ahead and put it before DuPont, creating a copy. So this is Sharp Optimal. We see we have Procter & Gamble, we have DuPont. And one last time, come back here, we'll exit. And I'm interested in, this time we want the return on the S&P 500. That's going to be the market. Pick another stock. Let's see. IBM. So this is going to be IBM. But in this case, because it's the last stock that I'm pulling in this video, I'm going to download the return on the S&P 500. Go ahead and submit the query again. We'll wait a few seconds for it to get ready. And then we're just going to open that again. And we've got her open. So here's IBM, here's the return on the S&P 500 index. Go ahead and enable our editing. Turn the filters off. Highlight that top box. Change the text to black, the fill to white. Delete the perm number. And then we want to change the name down here to IBM. And then again we want to do a move copy, and we're interested in moving it to our Shopper portfolio for Procter & Gamble. So here we have IBM PGDD. This one's got the sharp return associated with it, and we're good to go. So you'll need to do that for 10 stocks. People always say, well, how do I pick a stock? I'll make sure we save this too. And you pick stocks that if you like Coke, then you might want to pick Coke. Ticker symbol KO. Find the ticker symbols is plenty easy. We can just come up here to say Yahoo Finance. If I wanted Coke, I can simply go over here and type in Coke. And Coca-Cola Bottling Consolidated, or know the ticker symbol, which would be KO, the Coca-Cola Company. This is Kraft Foods. So if you like Kraft Foods, macaroni and cheese, for example, you like Post-it notes, 3M, you like Tide detergent, Procter & Gamble, you like Big Macs, NCD for McDonald's. So, I mean, that's the way I want you to go ahead and pick the stocks. We're not going to do a lot of analysis on it to get the 5 or the 10 stocks selected. And what you'll need to do is then download your data and start by forming your, so in this case there'll be 10 stocks sitting here waiting to go. Alright, so that's the concept, and good luck, and we'll go over this in class as well as you being able to watch the video. Thank you very much. Goodbye.